best student is the hardest test.
Right. That is beautiful. God
gives his best students the hardest test.
That is beautiful, baby.
That's what I think
Thank
this is
you
about.
for starting that.
That's what I think it's about. I wanted to shut you up before you even get
I wasn't
going,
going to sing.
Yeah, girl, I'm glad you got on red.
I wasn't. Okay. Listen, you guys, I'm going to start off. You go ahead. Listen, go on, tell me.
What's going on, guys? This is Thunder.
And that's Phalcon, y'all. You are at Live with Thunder and Phalcon. Yes. Listen, I want to start off by saying thank you, Marvell Terry, for challenging me today. Marvell Terry inboxed me an article, and the article was by Donald G. McNeil Jr. from the New York Times. It's actually in the New York Times. Today is December the 5th, 2013. It was actually published yesterday, I believe, but he sent it to me today. And he told me to read it, and he wanted us to do a video blog about it. So I read it, and I kind of got a little stirred up, and I sent it to you.
Oh, yeah, I read it. I read a little bit of it, and yeah.
And so I want you guys to listen and be challenged like we were. So here we go. Donald, thank you again for the article. New York Times, thank you again for publishing it and putting a face to what we really, really need to talk about. So, again, thank you. We are Thunder and Phalcon. Here we go. The article starts off, first of all, the title of the article is Poor Black and Hispanic Men Are Now the Face of HIV.
I meant to put poor, but okay, go ahead.
Say that again.
I didn't understand the poor part.
The poor part, okay.
The poor part, that's what I was saying.
Okay, well, we'll probably get to that in a second, so hopefully I get to it. Okay. Anyway, he starts off by saying, the AIDS epidemic in America is rapidly becoming concentrated among poor, young black, and Hispanic men who have sex with men. He says, despite the years of progress in preventing and treating HIV in the middle class, the number of new infections nationwide remains stubbornly stuck at 50,000 a year.
50,000.
More and more of them in these men who make up less than 1% of the population. He says that besides the transgender community, the affected group includes men who openly have sex, who are openly gay, men who are secretly gay, bisexual men, and those who consider themselves heterosexual but have sex with men willingly or unwillingly in shelters or prisons or for money. Nationally, 25% of new infections are in black and Hispanic men, and in New York City, it is 45% according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention and City's Health Department. And it's even higher than that in the city of Atlanta, and the city of Memphis, and the city of South Carolina. So, Mississippi. So, check the numbers down south also. Then it also says nationally, when only men under 25 infected through gay sex are counted, 80% are black and Hispanic, even though they engage in less high-risk behavior than their white peers.
So the white peers have engaged less in unprotected sexual things?
I think that their sexual behavior is much more risque than ours, but
our numbers are higher.
But our numbers is higher, and the reason being, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
But we'll get on into that.
Why is that?
But before we get into it, let's talk about some of the upper people or upper echelon of HIV/AIDS advocates who decided to comment, or he quoted saying things. So thank you again, Donald. Krishna Stone, a spokesperson for Gay Men's Health Crisis, says, there wasn't even an ad campaign aimed at young black men until last year. Now, what's that all about? You tell me, why can I look on TV and they encourage me to get tested as a black young man? Why can't I look on TV or look in a magazine and I see something encouraging me to get tested, or not only get tested, if I am HIV positive, that I live and I can live a healthy life? We need more money for this. We need more money for LHIV, to help people and encourage people who are living with HIV. Phil Wilson, who is the president of Black AIDS Institute in LA, He said, no models out there right now for reaching these men. I beg to differ, Mr. Phil Wilson. And this is not an indictment on your statement. But if you look just a little deeper, you will see some guys who are really, really trying to encourage our brothers and sisters not only to get tested, but to live a healthy life. We can do it, you guys. No matter what, we can do it. Again, it says the federal, thank you again, Donald. I'm going to keep saying it through the whole thing. The federal and state health officials agreed that it had taken years to shift prevention messages away from targets chosen 30 years ago. We're still using the same type of tactics that was 30 years ago when 30 years later is something different. The face has changed. Gay men back then were hanging at bars and sex houses and other different types of activities. Now it's different.
Even communication is different.
Communication is totally different.
Social media is huge. You can reach people thousands ways.
That's how we do it, Phalcon.
Right.
We do it through social media. That's how we even got the whole name of LHIV and became who we are through social media. We've gotten many inboxes about people living with HIV and how they are encouraged by our words.
If I get another South Africa.
South Africa.
Wow. You know what I mean? So, yes. So, things need to change.
Let me just say this. Another quote was made by Dr. Jonathan Merman. He is the director of HIV treatment at the CDC. He said, reaching these men is like a holy grail, or it's the holy grail, and we're working on it. This is the same man that created Testing Makes Us Stronger and has granted millions of dollars to local health departments. However, he could not find a city or a state with proven success in lowering infection rates in the young gay minority men. Well, what are you doing if you can't even name what your progress is or a city where it's really working? Why are you even being paid? I mean...
Okay. I mean... How long was he doing? Did it say how? It doesn't really. I didn't get that. It didn't say how long he's been doing this.
No,
and everything.
It doesn't give a length of time as far as how long he's doing.
But someone asked him this question. He could not say where it's really reaching, helping.
Where it's helping. He did not know where it's helping. But he also says with more resources, we could make bigger strides. Well, I'm going to keep showing you my resource. We've got to show people that they can live. We got to let people know that it's okay to live. And there are some steps to living. What are some of the steps? Go ahead and give them some of the steps to living.
Some of the steps to living.
For us.
Mentally.
Physically. Spiritually. So even if you broke that down mentally, if you need some psychological help, we as gay people need psychological help because we already are demonized or hurt or talked about as if we're not there.
Just for being gay.
For being gay. So now add HIV to it. So yes, we need it mentally, we need it physically. Because we need to learn to take our meds.
Yeah,
we need to go to the doctor.
You know what's shocking to me, actually, some of the inboxes I get for gay men that I talk to, and they say they're HIV positive, that they don't like taking their medication just because it makes them the way it makes it feel.
Yeah.
You know, I promise you, it's going to go away. You have to take your medications. I'd rather feel a little woozy for a couple of weeks and everything, and then I'll be all right, and I'm living my life for years.
And you know what, Phalcon? I love the fact that we're able to say that we take our medicine.
Hell yeah!
They need to show. We need to show faces that yes, we take our medicine and we're living. Did it make me sick at one time for a second? But I had to hang in there because I wanted to live.
Yeah, your body has to adapt to it. You will. You'll live.
The article continues on, and it's talking about reaching out. How do we reach out? What are some of the things that are hurting us? Reaching out. It says gay black youths are hard to reach, experts say. Few are out to their families. Many live in places where gays are stigmatized and cannot afford to move out. Few attend schools with gay pride clubs or gay guidance counselors. Somebody said, when we talked about HIV, this guy named Alex that he interviewed, he said when they talked about HIV in class, a lot of people was talking about, why did we talk about that? That's stupid. That's a gay disease. But that's because we haven't educated. So I understand the guy's response as far as, why do we even talk about it? Because more gay people are getting it. It says, when those who are poor and homeless go to traditional gay hangouts, they become prey. And us as gay men, we know that when we see the new
New
head,
face, baby. That new
We
meat
go-
coming in the door, baby.
we
And they
go
got a little
straight
tight
at
little
it.
body, little nice cutie.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fresh meat, baby. That
Yeah.
is fresh meat. But I mean, I, you know, going back to what you really said, I think it is hard to reach the younger community.
it is
It
hard.
is hard. I mean, I'm honestly going to say, when I was younger, I wasn't. I knew what HIV was and how to prevent it, but I really wasn't going to no HIV places or really learn or educate myself about it, because it was like I thought I couldn't get
But
it.
I think, Falcon, because it was so taboo and no one spoke about it. But now you're even in a place where you want to speak about it. So because
Yeah.
you're in a place, even I don't even think that you even knew anybody who was HIV positive. Did you?
Before I
Before
knew
you-
some people, but
Or
they
at a
weren't.
young age?
At a
Did
young
they
age,
look
no,
like you?
No,
Did they look like me and you?
no. There was no one that was openly. No,
You know,
no.
and
There was
that
somebody. You know, he'd like, girl. They said he. Got,
Yeah.
They said he got. It was. It was a.
It was
underground-
always
yeah.
stigma, like, oh, he's
Mhm.
sick, he's
Yeah,
nasty,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we get. So, again, I'm going to finish it up, y'all. It says, according to the major CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control, it says male sex act for a young black American is 8 times more likely to end up with HIV infection than his white peers. Why is that? I say because, first of all, the churches have not taken a stand as to talking about HIV. Our religious leaders, our community leaders, no one has taken a stand and said, let's talk about HIV. But we are so scared of HIV being the
gay sex.
Gay sex.
Yeah.
That we don't take the time out to really educate and talk about it. So I challenge all religious leaders, not just in New York, but I'm talking specifically in the South. There's a church called the Vision Church in Atlanta that I went to twice,
Okay.
3 times, and neither time have I seen anything brought up about HIV and AIDS, and they are a predominantly gay church ran by 2 gay men.
Have they ever?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know personally.
They might
The reason
have.
why I said they may do something for HIV.
Mhm.
They may do more than I'll ever know. But I know personally, for me, being in a gay church for a gay disease, I want to walk in and say it's okay. Just like in a women's shelter, when you walk in, you see something about cancer or breast cancer. Get checked. So for me, I challenge not just the Vision Church, not just religious organizations, I'm talking about the federal, the state, newspapers, schools, everybody. I challenge you to speak about HIV. Show our faces, invite us. We'll talk. We'll let people know it's okay to live with HIV. The challenge is, yes, we are the face now, but what do we need to do to not be the face? We have to fight, people. We have to fight to live. And so I say for this video, the challenge for me is somebody contact us and let us know what we can do to educate even more about live, about how we live a healthy life. And I got a 6-pack, and he has one also, 6-pack stomach.
Bang.
Yeah, we kills. And we take our meds, and we go to the doctor, and we're undetectable, and we're best friends. That is my best friend, my Brista. Give me something like this,
Girl, I
girl.
ain't doing all that bullshit,
Stop. Okay, girl. Anyway,
Stupid.
yeah. Anyway, back to the seriousness. We thank you again, Donald, for this
Yeah.
this great article. You guys check it out. It's in the New York Times. It is by Donald McNeil. Please check it out. I thank you, Marvell, for challenging me. I hope I did the video well. Thank you for challenging me. I
Girl,
say
she had notes and everything. I came in like, girl, what you talking about, honey?
because
Marvell, girl, you done got this bitch amped. Okay.
yeah, I really wanted to just like scream and
He
say,
really wanna go in.
community, help us. What is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on? But I didn't scream. I just want y'all to realize we can help. We
Yeah.
can. Before we talk about you, let us help you. And that's what we want to do is help.
Look
We want to
around.
help you all to live.
Help.
Okay? Call us. Inbox us. Facebook. I'm Thunder Kellie, Kellie. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And this is
Phalcon.
Phalcon, 62 SIXTWO, or on Instagram is
Phalcon
6 the number
6 and
2 the number. So Phalcon 62. So make sure you guys hit us up, and we thank you again for this opportunity for you guys to talk or let us talk. Anyway, go
Again,
ahead.
that's why I started this video off saying that God gives His best students the hardest tests.
That's great.
It was great.
It
So, male, female, gay, straight, know your status and get tested, and you shall
live. LHIV. Bye, babies. I love y'all. Thank you again.